What's going on YouTube? So Vagabond Bills coming at you today with a 2021 Lexus LC 500 convertible. We're going to be reviewing this car, exterior, interior, and specs about the car and some differences on the 2021 models. But before we do, please subscribe and like our videos. Help us out with our algorithms. And a special shout out here at Land Rover, Rockland, California, outside the greater Sacramento area. Let's go ahead and start. So like we always do, if you have been watching our videos, we start off with the front end. And on the front end of this beautiful 21 LC 500, you don't have much change on this. Pretty simple, straightforward, nothing different from the previous models, just kind of a refreshment on this front end. You do have the nice LED headlights with a little bit of design on the interior of that headlight. So that's pretty cool, giving it some character. You do have your black trim piece, kind of glossy look. I could see this being a little bit of higher maintenance, but if whoever's buying this car is known to going to keep this pretty clean, and I'm sure hopefully in the garage. But you do have your daytime running light LED bar here, kind of swift, acute, agile look with the marker coming down vertically for your signal light and a little bit of cut in the bumper, giving it some character, more of an aggressive, sporty look. Now you got to remember that this Lexus here is going to be more of a classy sports car. Coming over to the front grille, you have the black gloss grille. Nothing much has changed with regards to the shape. Of course, the Lexus emblem, very nice and big, letting the consumer know that you are driving a Lexus. Your standard bumper sensors integrated in the bumper and also integrated into the grille here and on the other side. So keep an eye out for that if you are looking. This Lexus does come fully teched up. You do have the tech, and we're going to be getting that into the video a little bit later on as we're into the interior. Coming over to the side of the car now, something different about these rims. They do come the 20-inch rims and different colors, but on this exact one we have the 21-inch with the black gloss and a little bit of character here. If you come close, there's kind of like a molding, or you could say like a staircase shape or whatever you want to call it, but very nice, classy rim, black. Take a look at those carbon ceramics brake rotors with, now let me know how you feel about this color. Also, I don't know how I feel about it with the white, making it classic, kind of throwing that blue on there. Some people would call it tacky, some people would like it, giving it a little bit more character. I don't know. Let me know how you feel about that. Coming over to the side, again, pretty simple, classy, sophisticated look. Now you do have the black trim on the side mirror with the integrated marker lighting, a little bit of black here, and the trim around the window on the lower part, because this being a convertible. Now on the 2021 models, this convertible was given as an option. You didn't have this until the 2021s, and this black trim is going to be on the lower part, seeing how you won't have trim with the top. Now, the reason I left this locked is to show you guys a little bit about this handle. This handle does come kind of flush with the door, giving it more of a swift, and I'm going to pull out the keys and show you guys something pretty cool that this Lexus does. So as you unlock the car, you get the side mirrors to move, and this door handle will pop out with a nice Lexus emblem on the inside of this door handle. So that's a pretty cool stamp that Lexus does. Nice cut. You see this in every other LC 500 inside the side on this front quarter panel range, or it's part of the lower rocker panel. Coming over to the back, you get that nice wide stance look on this back end, and continuing over here to the taillights, full LED with a vertical signal light bar and black gloss paint around that taillight to match the whole car. Now coming down over to the diffuser, you do have the black gloss finish to match all the other trim pieces with the white standard bumper sensors integrated into the bumper. Lexus emblem here stamped on the back, not as big as the front one, but we all know they do change that with the camera integrated here. Now you do have the tail light on top of the trunk. Another thing that people do complain about this car is, let's open that trunk. All right, now looking inside the trunk, a huge complaint that this LC 500 does get is that not only that the Coupe comes with a small trunk space, but now that they made the LC 500 in the convertible option, they take away more of that trunk. So take that into consideration when you're looking at that. Again, you do have some straps here, tie downs if you got some personal belongings. Pretty simple, straight to the point. You're not looking for super sophisticated trunk space on this. Now this flapper carpet, you do reveal the battery with the fuse box. Now I'm a pretty cool fan about this, being in the car scene for quite a while and working on cars. I like the batteries in the back, and this is a very easy access fuse box with the battery. You do have an instilled first aid kit just in case if you get hurt or you know, I don't know, get a paper cut. Who knows what you're gonna do in this car. So now that we're pretty much done, let's get over to the interior of this car and show you guys some pretty cool knickknacks. So before coming into this interior, we're gonna put this top up and show you guys how that happens and by what switch. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, we're gonna lift this cap. So this is what I kind of like about this car is kind of have this James Bond hidden convertible switch. Is you lift this cap up and you pull that switch back right here and get a load. Drops the windows like majority of all convertibles. And check out the way this vertible top goes down. So pretty cool. A lot going on back there. Super cool. Now we're gonna put that down, and you also do have your window switch here. Now the window switch is questionable if you should have put it there, because every time you want to mess with the windows, you got to flip that cap up and put it down. So, but it does make you feel like you're hiding something. So kind of a promiscuous feel to that. Now being here on the center count, so we do see that it does come jet black leather with this off-white kind of gray stitching around the car. You'll see some offset like this handle here has the black stitching. Very beautiful rich feel that this Lexus has, which I'm a fan of Lexus doing that in a majority of all their cars. Take a look at this seat and all this stitching work. Very nice, very elegant feel and look to it. So remember, you're not getting a full sports car, but you're getting kind of a luxury sport with stitching character. Nice sporty bucket seats, allowing you to know. Now something cool about these seats is that they put a vent right behind the neck piece. So maybe you're driving on a cooler night and you want heat coming in so your neck doesn't get cold, or your shoulder area. This right here is actually functional and throws air onto the passenger or driver driving this car. Now, looking at the back of this car, why would Lexus even put back seats in this car? I mean, who would use this? Like, no room at all. And this is another complaint that Lexus does get, is that they pretty much put non-usable back seats. I mean, you could throw a sweater or maybe a tiny box back there or some groceries if this is gonna be your grocery getter. You do have this nice screen here for the airflow to kind of cut back as you're driving this on the drop top. It's a pretty cool feature to have on that. Coming over to the front end now, don't forget this car does come Alexa activated along with the Android and Apple CarPlay, so full tech. Let's pop this cap up. Pop this cap back and let's pop it up. You do have your HDMI plugins with your aux here and your 12-volt outlet. So you are getting some wire plugins here. Let's put that down, and kind of like a mini cup holder, small little cubby here for your personal items. Let's put that back forward. All right, and another complaint that this exact Lexus or their touch sensitive pad, it is kind of complicated to use or not super consumer friendly as you're using this pad. Personally, I don't see it. I like the feel of it or the reaction to this touch sensitive pad, but a lot of people aren't liking that. Coming over, you do have your manual knobs, your buttons here to the radio, along with your shift lever here and your parking button. It's pretty cool. One cup holder, and they should have maybe added just one more cup holder for the second seat. Hey, again, Lexus, what are you doing? Do you have your glove compartment very small, so you don't think you're gonna be fitting much in there? And check this out. You kind of have this nice shelf dashboard here with the button to open the glove compartment. Nice, very slick, thinned out vents, giving it kind of a slick, nice comfort feel to it. Texture on that front glass deck, right behind that front glass dashboard. Integrating, giving it character. Check that out. Kind of more like a 3D look, kind of popping out at you with a nice vent. And you have a very simple top shelf of this dashboard with that off-white or gray stitching. Very nice, very nice. Okay, coming over to the cluster, digital cluster. Now, something that I did find pretty interesting on this Lexus LC 500 is you do have your knobs up here. Again, I don't know how I feel about that, but going up, you do shift into Sport and Sport Plus mode. Now, every time you do shift into Sport or Sport Plus mode, you will see it here. So switching it up twice, you go into Sport and Sport Plus, and your cluster look will change on your RPMs. Check this out. And coming down, you go into Comfort and you go into Eco mode, and you get that switch, and it'll let you know here. Have a nice, very classy clock in there. Who looks at those anymore? You have your phones and your digital numbers. Look, paddle shifting behind with your leather, perforated leather on the steering wheel, stitched. Very nice. Manual buttons. Could they have upgraded to the touch sensitive panels here? Yes, I do, to kind of get more of a renewal feeling on these, because they're pretty much being really basic from the 2016 over to the 21. And you do have the rods along with the electrical steering column adjustment, which is a pretty cool feature to have on this car. Now, one thing I would tell you is that, remember, Lexus's reliability for their cars is just out of this world. So if you're going to be getting this LC 500, it is great because you have the piece with Lexus that less problems. Lexus has less problems. It's an upgraded Toyota, so let's just be real with ourselves. It is reliable, and you don't have to worry about always being in the shop with this sports car. So take that into huge consideration. Coming over to the temperature, you do have the zone temp where you can set or sync the temperature on both seats however you please by the manual of buttons here, silver, kind of hidden away. The signs are inside this little screen, but the buttons are right under that, and you can turn that on and go up or down by the click of a button. You do have your start and stop button here. Again, pretty basic, to the point. Here you have the rearview mirror with, let's turn that off. Check that out. Touch sensitive reading light. Isn't that pretty cool? Now, see, this is the kind of stuff I should be looking at new cars, high-end, top-end, when you're paying this amount of money for this car. So that's a pretty cool thing. You could set that to where the lights do turn on with the doors. Let's shut this door and get a load of this beautiful door panel. I'm a huge fan of this door panel. Check out the character and the swoosh marks, or the pattern in that door, giving you kind of a fast feeling. Nice steps in this door panel, so kind of 3D popping out at you. Something that's pretty cool is this. Look at this door handle. It's kind of just a standalone door handle, matte, kind of silver look to match the paddle shifters. Check that out. And when you're opening it, what do you see? First is you see this nice carbon fiber door step cover. Now, see, this is the kind of stuff I would like to see on the trim work around this car. So, let us know on this price tag. They should be adding some more carbon fiber to this car. Lexus stamped on the mats. You have your little nets here for some personal item belongings. And that's pretty much it, and straight to the point. Let's get over to some specs about this motor on this car. Okay, so a little bit about the motors and the options you have on this car. You get two options on this motor. This particular one is the 5.0 V8 option. That comes 471 horsepower with 398 pounds of torque. But here's the thing, you only can get the convertible in the 5.0 V8 option. Once you go the hybrid option, you cannot get it in a vert. So take that into consideration. And the hybrid comes as a 3.5 6-cylinder with gas electric hybrid with a dual motor. Now you can get them in rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive options, so take into consideration. I would tell you get the all-wheel drive and get the 5.0 V8, so you're getting that pure power behind that convertible and getting the full experience of that wind coming inside the cabin. Now we are fully done with the review on this car. Thank you so much for watching Vagabond Builds. Stay tuned, we got some pretty cool things coming again, and please subscribe and like to our videos. Have a good one.